Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is Royce and I'm here to share my experiences and observations in life. And in this section, we were talking about the three W's. And so the first W is, or the first weapon is global pandemics. So I want to share with you how to identify, navigate, and survive these. So, what is a global pandemic? Well, a global pandemic can come from numerous places. However, it's usually orchestrated with large political bodies, businesses, corporations, governments, and sometimes military presence. And usually, when a global pandemic is starting, you would hear some rumors about people getting sick, and then there are people experiencing a rise in health issues. So the origin of most pandemics, are viruses and diseases. It is true that in science, and in biology, viruses, germs, and whatever do like develop over time, but it's not fast and drastic as you might think it may be. If you've ever taken a class or if there's any biology or science classes that you're able to take and look under the microscope to see the microorganisms of these, you can see that they actually move really slow. So for evolution to evolve that quick into a pace where it kills more than millions of people is most likely highly unlikely unless it's been tampered with by an external intervention, and the only people that can do that are humans. So to put it into more perspective, whatever timeline or history you're born in, try to look at the past pandemics and look for related events that are either immediately before or after the pandemic. Because chances are, usually the pandemic that happens are kind of tied to like the weapons. So, how and why do I think that way? Because as I said, just look at the events, major events that are either before or right after the pandemic and see how it correlates to the economy or the political climate of when it's happening. And that will help you determine if it was actually a natural cause for a pandemic or it was a politically motivated cause for a pandemic. I know it's hard to accept this kind of idea, but we live in this world and it's hard, especially in this world, to find who's truthful or not. And it would be wise for you to ask doctors or scientists that aren't bound by some sort of business transaction or capitalist transaction or anything to do with money. Because obviously, people that are being paid to say stuff are just going to say what they're paid to say, right? Not many people want to voice their own opinion. And in this series, I'm trying to empower individuals to think for themselves and to be able to make better decisions in whatever situation they are in. All right. I am not trying to say anything else. I'm just trying to raise awareness. That's the whole point of this entire series. And I know the three W's are kind of already controversial. So, how do you identify? As I said, you just look at the timeline events leading up to it. And then, how can you navigate it? This is the hard part because there's going to be so much advertisement and marketing going on. And then you also have like your friends and your close groups and people that you know will be talking about it. So then you start feeling a little bit insecure, right? And that's a feeling that's normal to have, especially when there's a pandemic going on. People are getting sick and dying. But remember, you need to see it to believe it. So we're just going to go back to that very, very basic common sense. If you're not seeing it and you're not feeling it, you should not believe it unless there is actual, like, you can see it and everything like that in real life, not on like a screen or a newspaper or a television or the computer or the internet or social media or TV. You need to see it in real life. And if you think that is a really huge cause for concern and it is actually looking like it's a real deal, and the people actually don't know. I mean, with technology, you should know. We literally have in this time artificial intelligence already that's extremely powerful. So yes, that's how you would just navigate, identify, then navigate. And then to survive it, just do all the basic things that you know that are healthy for your body, eating fruits, vegetables, exercising, being precautious about catching the pandemic virus disease or whatever is going on. It can be anything. You can literally make anything a weaponized pandemic, right? So like they can be from like poison, some animals, throwing stuff together, radiation, anything. Because from the poor person's perspective, they don't even know science or biology. I mean, it's sad to say. I mean, there's some people that get educated, right? But for the most part, you don't have like the credibility or anything. You don't have the power, and then even the rich people's perspective, they know who to ask. They have the friends, the network, right? But some of the people that are not within the circle, they will also get affected, and it's just a cascading effect. So then, how do the rich people carefully navigate through this, like through a pandemic as well? Well, they have to look at the key people in power that are in it, what they think, what do they say or recommend, and you shouldn't look at it at a political standpoint. You need to look at it from a science standpoint. If they say anything political and it's unrelated to the disease, or they're saying something that, oh, like this will happen, but it's never happened, then you should be more wary because, yeah, it's probably tied to some political agenda or some economic agenda or something or whatever. But the main key point of surviving the global pandemic is to stay alive and like retain your health, right? If you lose your health to something that's out of your control, especially such as, taking, I'm not going to say it, but, like drugs or the vaccines or whatever they have for you and it damages your body permanently, you're basically, you're screwed. Unless technology gets really good. I don't believe that problems and solutions can't coexist, but for every problem, there's always a solution. All right. So just be cautious, be wary. This is the first W. I know it's a big one. Global pandemics. And if you look throughout history in whatever timeline you are born in, there's quite a few, quite many, and you can learn from each and one of those, the events that lead up to them and the events that came after and how it affected the economy or political climate or the people, like the working class and such like that. Remember, my name is Royce. I'm just here to share my experiences, observations in life to hopefully give individuals and empower them to make better choices for their situation or just understand why things happen the way it does. I would like to also add that remember in life, there are also bad scientists, there's good scientists, there's bad doctors, there are good doctors, there are bad hospitals, there are good hospitals. Remember, not everything that you are told to believe can be one-sided. It can be multiple sided. You can have good people and bad people, right? So be cautious, be wary, protect your health, know your knowledge, know who to trust, and hopefully you'll be able to identify, navigate, and survive pandemics. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next W, which is going to be global wars and financial destruction. I'll see you in the next one.